This is the patch. They just, at the start of the game, they made it game start, which they saved a bunch of words, 4 words on the text. None of these are functional changes. We're updating the text of cards that trigger as the game begins for brevity using our new game start ability. Doubling the drop rate of Series 3 cards in collector treasures from 2 out of 9 to 4 out of every 9. Time between new players need to acquire all Series 3 cards. You must update your game before opening collector treasures. This is the token payout. We know there are multiple issues with the Spotlight card system, but one of the biggest complaints is pulling a duplicate from the 4th slot with a hard-earned Spotlight key. I mean, you could have made it like independent of Series 4, Series 5, the pool. You could remove the odds, but they'll never do that, right? Because you have, I think, 60%, maybe even more odds of pulling a Series 4, and Series 4 is a third of Series 5, maybe even less than a third, as total cards, as card number. So maybe they should look at that first. Where's the event? Is it in-game? Join the Dark Avengers. How it works, the challenge. Win games using any of the designated Dark Avengers themed cards. Iron Patriot, Victoria Han, Moonstone, Luke Cage, US Agent, Daken, Devil Dino. Tier 1, 5 million wins, 500 credits. 8 million wins, PMV. Profile medal variant? That's not what PMV means. It's premium mystery variant. Who wrote this? If you don't know what this means, why don't you ask? I'm so confused. How can you be this bad at such a simple task? It's a legendary variant. You can see it under drops. Profile medal variant. It's exclusive. It's a legendary variant. You can see it under drops. What do you mean under drops? What are we looking at? We're looking at the new event for Marvel Snap. Are you guys making fun of me? You confused me. And this guy wrote PMV as profile medal variant because they couldn't Google it. The last drop on Twitch is called PMV and has a legendary variant image. Cloud, you're confusing. You've been here for a long time. I mean, PMV is this. You're talking about this? It's a premium mystery variant. It has the name on the top. I mean, even if you don't have, if you're not playing the game and you don't have access to the game, you can just Google it. What does profile medal variant mean? Like, how did they even think about writing this? No QA, absolutely zero QA. What's up, Nathan? Absolutely zero QA, mate. Holy legendary profile medal variant. Hey, that's my new name. Profile medal variant. The new PMVs. So this is a new event. I don't know how 5 million wins, 8 million wins, if this is something that can be acquired easily, for how long is this up? From January 14th to 28th. It's just for 2 weeks. They expect us to do 20 million wins. Yeah, this is good. It's a good variant. It's null killing Venom and a nice X23 variant. No, my point here is, like, someone wants their player base back. They might just fluff the numbers, right? Because it's probably not, this is 1 week. And how many games? It says somewhere. This is almost 1 million games, 1 week for PC only. And PC is like, we were at 10K when the game had 1.5 million, right? Which makes it like 1%. It should be easy to meet. 10%? Are they 10%? I think they're more like 1%. The tracker is PC mostly, if not only. I think it's PC only, the tracker. So this one is for everyone. I think 20 million should be very easy to achieve. Yeah, if PC players are, let's say they're 10%, that means we're doing around 8.5 million per week easily. I'm sure these events are always rigged to meet goals. Yeah, sure they are. Did anything else interesting show up in the? Let's go over it real fast in the patch. Oh, I didn't see these. Confirmed April season is What If. There's a new card type, legendary, this one. Why does it not say game start? This company is going to drive me nuts. People are speculating that legendary cards are going to be cards that you can only have one legendary in a deck. Yeah, that's the only reason to put it in the text, right? I don't think it's going to be some kind of extra rarity for acquiring cards. It's probably going to be a limiting factor for combining cards, so that you can't play like they'll probably make like Thanos legendary and Arishem legendary, so you can't play Thanos Arishem, stuff like that. That again mode is so good. So it's probably just going to be a keyword that limits cards you can combine together so that they can better balance the game. Honshu is interesting. He doesn't have a text though. At the start of the game, if all your cards have different powers, give them +2 power. He's really good, really good. And I like how he's sitting at 13. I like how he's sitting at 13 power, so you can combine him. Is there any other 6-cost card that has 13 power? No. He has a unique power also for a 6-cost card. I feel like there's no other card in the game that has 13 power. Brood, Mysterio. Yeah, you can run Brood and Mysterio. This is pretty good. There's some dynamite, like you discard Khonshu and he reaches a wax stage or something, and then if you discard, he's a different card. This one, when this is destroyed, plus 10% chance to Hulk out. When a card is destroyed, plus 10% chance to Hulk out. This one. I saw the wax in. I saw it somewhere. Khonshu waxing, this one. Khonshu full. When you discard this, put it back, waxing, and get +1 energy next turn. This is Fan Fei. Who's Fan Fei? Yeah, they changed Red Wing's text. I like it better than the old one, if I'm being fair. So, Cobra. Switch an enemy card here that didn't start in your opponent's deck to your side on Friday the 13th if the moon is full and you're playing at exactly 12 a.m. That's the text. On a leap year. There's no way Cobra stays like that. It is way too specific. A card that didn't start in your opponent's deck to your side. And this works against, it's outrageously specific. You can get back your goblins. Yay. So this is what Cobra is gonna do. You're gonna play goblins in Mr. Negative, goblin them, and then get them back. In case Viper sends the wrong thing over, but Viper now sends the lowest power card over. You know exactly what it's sending. You Viper a good card to block a lane and then get it back using Cobra. I guess you can give them stuff and get them back. I guess this can work as a clog. Viper Havoc and then bring it back 5 hit. Yeah, I guess that works. That's actually kind of genius. That's the only use. I was actually limiting my thoughts on exactly what the card says. I didn't use my imagination. Yeah, you can give them something and then take it back. Oh, it's activate also. Use master mode to clog their hand and then take a sentinel. Yeah, you can utilize it. It's very limited. Then Eston, is this Eson or Eson? Eson, right? He was created on the internet. He's an Eson. You're not a real son. You're my Eson. Eson, you take a Doombo on 5. You can take it on 6. It's activate, which makes it even worse. Anyway, this card is insane. This card is kind of inspired. This is what we want from the game. This is the kind of cards we want from the game. The very few cards that have been dynamite this time look interesting at the very least. They're not boring reprints of existing abilities. You know, there's something different. Like, this is what we want. We want inspired cards. It feels like they were lacking inspiration for a few months. I remember you saying Arishem was also the type of card the game needed a year ago. Yeah, it was. When it first came out, a lot of people came back to play the game and had fun with Arishem. And a lot of people still love Arishem. Did you see what happened when the card got nerfed? It was a fun card. Like, everyone thought it was going to be a fun card. No one thought it was going to be this fucking strong, you know? It was way stronger than anyone imagined. I still think it was the card that the game needed. It was just too strong. No one thought it was going to be this strong. I think even the developers didn't realize it was going to be this strong. The start of the game, if all your cards have different powers, give them +2 power. This is insane. Because as someone in chat said, you can utilize this with a lot of different cards and multiply that power. But you need 12 different powers. So you need a 0 cost, a 1 cost. You need everything. It's pretty cool. It is actually pretty cool. Like, you can use Brood as your 2 power card, and you can use Mysterio as your 4 power card. You basically need 12 different powers. So you can use Hood and have minus power, right? You can use Gore, have -1 power. That solves a lot of issues. And then you can use a 0 power card, whatever it is you want it to be. You add Gilgamesh as well. Oh yeah, Gilgamesh is going to get buffed by every card you put on the board. 0 cost has to be Iron Man. Does it though? You can use Brood as your 2 cost, but if you use Brood as your 2 cost, like, you're limiting yourself a lot. She's going to be 3/4, 12 power, 1 card. That's kind of insane, though. That's kind of insane. This is an inspired card. Obviously, the ideal deck is going to be... this is so good from a deck building perspective. Dagger, Torch, and Vulture all have different powers. They do, but they're activators. Doctor Strange has the same power as Vulture. Iron Fist has the same power as Torch. Web is also one. I mean, that's the only one that fits. Weapon handle. This is pretty good. I like this card. It's very interesting from a deck building perspective. I'm sure someone's gonna find like a very synergistic deck that meets this restriction with very slight adjustments. So fire hair. I don't know why is she called fire hair. Is this because she was her hair is on fire? It's just orange. It's not on fire in this one. Hair is a trigger word for me. It's on fire in these ones. 1 million BC. Anyone remember Firestar? Yeah, that card got erased. Have no hair. White trigger, that's the trigger. We all want what we don't have. God, I hate this MF. Lily being a little bit aggressive here. You can move this once. When this moves, revive one of your destroyed cards here. Hey, as Browder pointed out yesterday, there's an implied text here. This is like Nocturne. You can move this once and it revives a card. But just because it can only move by itself once, it doesn't mean it doesn't revive a card every time you move the card. So every time you move it, it's gonna revive a card. It's just that by itself it can only move once. There's no limit to the revive. Just like Nocturne, every time it moved, it would change a location, but by herself she could only move once. This handle funds, it's not gonna be a handle card. But it is going to be an interesting card nonetheless. You can play Human Torch in peace, Unafraid of Killmonger or Shang-Chi. Yeah. It looks, for me, this looks like a Phoenix Force card. It's going to be a very interesting deck. Misery card. Misery 2. Misery looks nice. Misery sounds very nice with this card. It's just a very interesting card. I'm very happy that we are back into a situation where we're looking for innovative ways to utilize the fun abilities of the cards instead of being, this looks boring AF, like Moonstone, right? This looks boring AF, dude. We're just gonna play it on the week it comes out and forget about this card, that this card ever exists. Red Wing, the first time this moves, add a card from your hand to the old location. This is actually also really nice. I like this. It's a 3/3, which is kind of awkward, but it's energy cheat. It's energy cheat. It's kind of like a Dracula Dam about to go crazy. Yeah. Like you can play, this is one more card that can go into a deck with big stats. Kind of like you can like run Jubilee. You need an enabler though. It doesn't move on its own, which is kind of the issue here. Just add Ghost Spider, Penny, or Handle. Penny. Oh, I didn't think about Penny. Penny's a really good combo with this actually, because you can go Penny turn 2, Red Wing turn 3, and then move it on turn 4. Shut up about Handle. Let them dream, dude. Starbrand. At the start of the game, +2 power for each card in your deck with 10 or more power. We have the boring card. What if, hear me out, what if you combine the Starbrand with Eson or Eson, then Starbrand goes to 10 and buffs Surtur. And then you can have like an 8 power, 9 power, and a 9 power card, and they all buff Surtur. What if you combine these two cards? They're both 6 cost though. That's kind of awkward. You can run Gilgamesh. Isn't it like who goes first, 50-50? No, it's not, because Eson is going to buff Starbrand every time. They're both game start. Yeah, it's going to be 50-50 for the card that costs at the start of the game +2 power for each card in your deck with 10 or more power. Yeah, it's going to be 50-50 for the card, for the 8 power and the 9 power card. Yeah, for 2 cards, it's going to be 50-50 if they get double buff. Oh, it's also going to be 50-50. No, for those two, because they need to get buffed by Eson first so that they can get buffed by Starbrand later. Only 2 cards are going to be 50-50. Most of Surtur enablers are all 10 power. Yeah, you'll make Starbrand a Surtur enabler because he'll go to 10 by Eson, and then if this goes off first, he'll buff himself to 12, and then you'll make the 9 power card, presumably Gilgamesh, and you should calculate that if Star goes first, it doesn't mess up Eson. I mean, if Star goes first, I mean, you need to have cards with the same power so that when you add +2 power to them, they'll again be the same power. That's never going to happen if you build your deck correctly. No? Am I missing something? That should never happen if you build your deck correctly. Because Starbrand is only, if Starbrand goes first, it's only going to buff cards with 10 plus power. So the 10 power is going to be 12, the 11, 13, and so on and so forth, right? And you need to have unique power for all your cards for Eson to go off anyway. If you have 10 and 12, Star will be 12. No, the 10 will be 12 and the 12 will be 13. It's not exactly 10, it's 10 or more power. It's okay. We're card gamers. We don't really read cards. We just go with the gut feeling. That's about what it says. Does Eson count himself? He's 8. Oh, does Eson count himself? Yes. There's no other card with 13 power though. 11 to 13 may mess it up. But Eson is going to get buffed too. He's going to go to 15. Star At the start of the game, +2 power for each card in your deck with 10 or more power. Oh wait, he buffs himself. Well, reading is bad. Wait, he buffs himself. I thought he buffed other 10 plus 10 plus. That's what I tried to tell you. Oh yeah. Well, thank you, Raivon. Reading is hard, as I said. I thought he buffed 10 plus. This card sucks. Wait, this card is awful. He's a Surtu friend. He's not even a friend. He's a 6/14, whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's a boring card. Correction. It's a boring and a bad card. Not just a boring card. So this is apparently prehistoric Ghost Rider with no ability. I don't know what he does. And then this is Fun Fade. When you discard this, put it back, waxing, and get +1 energy. I don't know what this waxing shit is. These are the spells of Agamotto that we know nothing of. And then, where's Agamotto? There's Agamotto. At the start of the game, shuffle spells into your deck. I think waxing is related to Khonshu. It is. I don't know. Like, these don't make any sense. When you discard this, put it back, waxing, and get +1 energy next turn. When a card is destroyed, +10% chance to Hulk out. When a card is destroyed, +10% chance to Hulk out. I don't know. These don't really make sense. And then there's a bunch of spells here. There's a 2-cost spell. There's a bunch of 5-cost spells, which have to be really good. And then a 3-cost spell. And then this guy, game start, shuffle spells into your deck. And that's the whole Sanctum Showdown. What is this? New game mode? Location war? It's hard to tell exactly what's there, as there isn't much code or text, but it's looking like its first version will launch with a Doctor-themed version called Sanctum Showdown. There are 15 turns, and every turn a location is selected to be contested. The winners score points. At the end of each turn, a card from each player's board on that contested location is removed from the game and placed back in the deck. Isn't 15 turns too many? I mean, obviously, it's not. Yeah, 15 turns is too many, right? So just power comparison, isn't that every game? Sounds stupid. Sounds a bit desperate. It's just the same game fractured. Not enough info for sure. I'd love it if they just made an auto battler, dude. Just make an auto battler. But knowing them, they'll probably make a new game instead of putting an auto battler in this one.